is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestant. Player one. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trevette.
Thanks, Johnny. Welcome to Jeopardy, everyone. Good luck to you in the Jeopardy round. For this game, the categories are as follows. The Old Country. Classic novel spoilers. Architecture. Nature study. Movie kisses. And Brit speak. Okay, let's get back into this. Player one, you make the next selection as we continue. Like fish, mushrooms have these, but in a mushroom, they're where the spores are produced. Yes, player one? Good. We return to you, player one. Let's get Kelly's assistance on this clue.
These spore-producing plants are among the Earth's most ancient. Some species date back more than 300 million years.
Here's what we wanted. Ferns. Player one, pick again. The replacement for this New York City complex includes a 1,776-foot-tall tower. Yes, player one? That's it.
Yeah! Woo!
Please pick again, player one. Brutalism is a style originated by Le Corbusier that mainly uses big chunks of this material. Here's what we wanted. Concrete. Player one, you pick again, please. According to one grisly legend, this Tsar blinded the architects of Moscow's St. Basil's Cathedral. We're talking about Ivan the Terrible. You get to pick again, player one. The northern fur species of this migrates from its breeding grounds in Alaska's Pribilof Islands to California. Here's what we were looking for. The seal. Please pick again, player one. 1940s classic film in which the heroine says, kiss me as if it were the last time." It's player one. Yep.
Yeah! Woo!
Player one. Pick again. A mutt and a cocker spaniel slurp spaghetti and smooch in this 1955 classic. Player one? That is correct. You again, player one. In To Have and Have Not, she kisses Bogart and says, "It's even better when you help." Here's the correct response. Lauren Bacall. You get to pick again, player one. He said kissing Kirsten Dunst upside down in the rain was the hardest thing he's done as Spider-Man. Player one? That's correct. Select again. An oil called urushiol causes skin irritation when you brush up against this three-leafed plant, Rus radicans. Player one? Yes. You again, player one. Architecture's Pritzker Prize Medal is based on designs by Louis Sullivan, father of this type of soaring building. The correct response is skyscraper. Player one, back to you for our next selection. Swiss scientist creates monster that craves bride. Scientist makes and destroys bride. Scientist dies. Monster mourns. Here's what we wanted. Frankenstein. Player one, back to you. Until 1975, it was the Malagasy Republic. We're talking about Madagascar. You get to pick again, player one. It was the Khmer Republic from 1970 until 1975. The correct response is Cambodia. We return to you, player one. It was Siam until 1939. Here's what we wanted. Thailand. You get to pick again, player one. All right, here with the clue is Sarah.
Shown here on the upper right, it changed its name in 1935.
Here's what we wanted. Iran. We return to you, player one. Until 1972, it was Ceylon. The correct response is Sri Lanka. We return to you, player one. Raskolnikov murders an old woman. Raskolnikov confesses and is sentenced to 8 years in Siberia. Here's the response we were looking for. Crime and punishment. Player one. Pick again. Constance marries paralyzed Sir Clifford, has an affair with the gamekeeper, gets pregnant, awaits divorce and new life. Here's the response we were looking for. Lady Chatterley's lover. Player one. Pick again. Heathcliff is raised in the Earnshaw home. Falls for Cathy. Love thwarted. Both die. Here's what we wanted. Wuthering Heights. Select again. Itinerant workers George and Lenny dream of owning a ranch. Lenny accidentally kills a girl. George kills Lenny. Here's the response we were looking for. Of Mice and Men. Player one, choose again. Here's Sarah. She'll show you.
This low wall around the edge of a castle roof was designed to protect soldiers from falling off.
It's player one. No, sorry. We're talking about parapet. You again, player one. The freshwater peach blossom type of this sticky coelenterate is making a comeback in China's Jilin Lake. The correct response is the jellyfish. You get to pick again, player one. 1981 drama in which Norman Thayer asks wife Ethel, "Want to dance? Or would you rather just suck face?" We're talking about On Golden Pond. Please pick again, player one. It's the Daily Double. And you're in the lead now. Decide on your wager, player one. Okay, here is the clue. As they have a tendency to burst open in the frying pan, sausages are popularly called these. That's correct. Player one. Pick again. This term for an electrical outlet sounds like a presentations program from Microsoft. Player one? Correct. You again, player one. While Americans put gas in their cars, the British put in this 6-letter equivalent. Yes, player one? Yeah! Player one. Pick again. This brand name has become a noun and a verb for vacuum. Okay, player one? No. We're talking about Hoover. And we'll wrap up the board with this clue. Fancy a cuppa, love? Cuppa is a cup of this. Player one? Right you are. The Jeopardy round will begin right after this. And we have 2 daily doubles awaiting you in these categories. Body Basics. Latin American History. Graphic novels on film. Colleges and universities. iPod. And books of the month. Let's get back into this now. You have control of the board. Also called leukocytes, these blood cells defend the body against infection. Player one? Yes. We return to you, Player one. In 1541, Pedro de Valdivia, a soldier of this Inca conqueror, founded the city of Santiago in Chile. Here's the correct response. Francisco Pizarro. Player one. Pick again. Tom Hanks takes his son on a violent mission of retribution against a gangster boss. In this film, here's what we wanted. Road to Perdition. We return to you, Player one. Founded as a Methodist college in 1838, it moved to Durham, North Carolina in 1892. It's Player one. That's correct. You get to pick again, Player one. Answer? One of the daily doubles. You are in the lead right now. Player one, give us a wager. Here is your clue. From the Latin for unable to speak, this three-syllable word means extremely childish. Nope. Sorry. Here's the response we were looking for. Infantile. Player one. Pick again. By Barbara Tuchman. The Guns of Blank. Here's the correct response. August. Player one, back to you for our next selection. Pink, red, or purplish, a port wine stain is a large one of these, usually on the face or neck. Here's what we were looking for. A birthmark. You again, Player one. By the 7th century, this civilization's city of Tikal in the Yucatan had a population of tens of thousands. Here's the correct response. The Mayan. You again, Player one. Johnny Depp is in England on the trail of this serial killer in the Alan Moore-inspired film From Hell. We're talking about Jack the Ripper. Player one, choose again. This Tulsa college was founded by and named for an evangelist, later the school's chancellor. Here's the correct response. Oral Roberts University. Player one, pick again. Here's Sarah with the clue.
When graphing the equation y equals 2x plus 1, the line intersects the y-axis at 1. In general, the point where the line crosses is called the y-this.
Yes, Player one? Good. Player one, pick again. By the New York Times, 4 Days in Blank, the original coverage of the John F. Kennedy assassination. Here's what we wanted. November. Select again. Here's Sarah to start us off.
When swallowing, the soft palate is raised to keep food from entering the nasal cavity, and this flap of cartilage moves to prevent food from entering the trachea.
Player one? Sorry. That's incorrect. Here's the response we were looking for. Epiglottis. You again, Player one. Here's Jimmy to start us off.
In 1565, Portuguese knight Estácio de Sá founded this Brazilian city on Guanabara Bay.
Okay, Player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Here's the correct response. Rio de Janeiro. Player one, back to you for our next selection. History diverges from this film, as the Spartans also had over 1,000 men from other Greek cities fighting at Thermopylae. Here's what we wanted. 300. Player one, you pick again, please. The trustees of the College of California bought 160 acres of land north of Oakland and named the site this in 1866. Here's the response we were looking for. Berkeley. You again, player one. Chilly name of the head of lettuce that's cut into quarters to make a wedge salad. Player one? That's correct. Select again. By James Patterson and Maxine Petro. 4th of blank. We're talking about July. You again, player one. The dura mater is the outermost protective layer that covers the spinal cord and this organ. Okay, player one. No, that's not right. Here's what we wanted. The brain. Please pick again, player one. In 1957, this physician and patron of voodoo was elected president of Haiti, which he ruled with an iron fist for 14 years. Here's what we were looking for. François Duvalier. Player one, choose again. Sadly, 1994's The Crow, about a man who comes back from the dead, was the last for this star. Here's the response we were looking for. Brandon Lee. Player one, back to you for our next selection. Jimmy?
The modern sport of bungee jumping got off the ground in 1979 when this school's dangerous sports club jumped off a bridge in Bristol, England.
Let's hear it, player one.
Yeah.
That's it. You again, player one. Meaning beyond memory, this type of time originally referred to the period before 1189 AD. We're talking about immemorial. Select again. From Anais Nin's diaries, Henry and blank. The correct response is June. You get to pick again, player one. Unfortunately, high cholesterol can lead to atherosclerosis, in which these blood vessels become clogged. Okay, player one. Correct. You again, player one. In December of 1980, a junta appointed José Napoleón Duarte president of this small Central American country. We're talking about El Salvador. Player one, choose again. Thora Birch and Scarlett Johansson are friends who move in together after high school in this spooky film. Here's what we wanted. Ghost World. Player one, pick again. Answer. The other Daily Double. You are currently in the lead. Player one, give us a wager. And the clue. The athletic teams of this Massachusetts college are nicknamed the Lord Jeffs. Sorry, that's wrong. Here's the correct response. Amherst College. Player one, back to you for our next selection. This Austrian city's name is German for Bridge over the Inn River. Here's the response we were looking for. Innsbruck. And now the $2,000 clue. By Homer Hickam, Rocket Boys, also published as Blank Sky. Here's the correct response. October. Good game. I'll see you for Final Jeopardy in a moment. We're back. The category for Final Jeopardy today is poets. What are you going to wait for? Here's the clue for you. One of her poems says, I was 10 when they buried you. At 20, I tried to die and get back to you. Let's see your response. Sorry, that incorrect response will drop your score by... We're talking about Sylvia Plath. Congratulations, player one. You are our new champion. Thanks for playing. We'll see you next time.